All right, back with Kathy D. Carter, the Soul Finder, and today we're going to talk about probably something we may have touched on before, and I think we're going to be talking about it quite a bit in the future.
Right.
AI.
Yes.
I know a lot of your clients are concerned, curious.
Well, most of them are thinking it's so bad and everything, and I mean, I did initially because I know that we're doomed.
We are doomed.
And it's a matter of how we look at it. So how can we be role models for the use of AI? And that would be to use it in the best ways possible to help mankind. And that's what I've been telling clients. Yes, it's going to be used for very bad things. Already has been. And the only thing that we can do is be the role models for using it in the correct way. Because it's here to stay. You might as well use it. Not using it is not going to stop it.
No, not at all. And I could not agree with you more. There's no doubt, and I'm using it quite a bit.
It's what I always dreamed of. It's like a personal assistant that you can just say, do this, and it's done.
Yeah, and it's great for that. It really,
I haven't used it yet.
There's lots of great things about it, but you can easily see how it can be very bad and very evil and very destructive.
Well, when you can put a person saying something that they didn't even say and it looks like they're saying it.
That's what's going to kill us.
Yeah.
And I have not even, I've stayed away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, because I may realize I'm too irresponsible to have that kind of power.
Well, now see, that's the problem though, because that's where people, you know how I talk about the light and the dark side, and we're here to keep the balance, but the dark side is very, very enticing, and it pulls up, because we all have a light and dark side within us. But that is the evolvement of the soul, is where do you stand in your moral code with your light and dark side?
My dark side is for entertainment purposes only.
Good.
Yeah, and I definitely do have a dark side, but it's not going to be.
We all do. So what's the last thing you did?
Okay, so I'm using, like I said, I'm using it big time.
Is it just the regular one, the Chat GPT?
Yes, and I'm having fun with it also. But the last search I did, or last thing I had to do for me was, I said compose an email offering a special advertising partnership with Freedom Nation Productions. Let me see if I can get the whole thing here. Compose an email offering a special advertising partnership with Freedom Nation Productions. This offer is going to be a production of a 30 to 60 second audio commercial promoting your business. It's going to be placed on the Allen Fairview Chamber of Commerce podcast feed. It's going to be played in each episode of the official podcast of the Allen Fairview Chamber of Podcast and select business spotlight episodes. So I told you to write that email. Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can get it to. I can't get it to play. I don't want to have to read this. Dang it. Let's see if I can do this. Sorry, Kathy. So here's what I'm doing, just so you'll know, is I'm basically regenerating that request, because you'll see how long it takes. Now, it would take me all day.
Oh, yeah, me too.
To write this email right. The way I want it. Listen to this. I'm going to hit send, and it's going to come back with an email. It's working right now.
Subject: Special advertising partnership offer with Freedom Nation Productions. Dear recipient, I hope this email finds you well. I am reaching out to you on behalf of Freedom Nation Productions, a leading audio production company. We are excited to offer you a special advertising partnership that could help promote your business and increase your brand awareness. As part of this offer, we will produce a 30-60 audio commercial promoting your business, which will be placed in the Allen Fairview Chamber of Commerce podcast feed. The commercial will be played in each episode of the Allen Fairview Chamber podcast and select business spotlight episodes, reaching a wide audience of potential customers. This partnership will offer your business an opportunity to reach a targeted audience of business professionals and community members. Our team of experts will work with you to create a compelling commercial that highlights your brand's unique selling proposition and captures the attention of our listeners. We believe that this partnership will be mutually beneficial, and we would be delighted to discuss the details further with you. If you are interested in learning more about this offer, please do not hesitate to contact us at your earliest convenience. Thank you for considering this special advertising partnership opportunity with Freedom Nation Productions. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Best regards, your name.
Okay, now, there are things in there that I deleted. I changed the wording because I don't say best regards in real life.
Right.
But it added things in there about audio professionals that I
didn't tell it to.
I didn't tell it to, but it knows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it knows
to put that in.
It knows what podcasts are.
Mm-hmm.
It knows the benefits of advertising on a podcast,
mm-hmm.
and it included things in there that I didn't tell it to because it knows
mm-hmm.
that, hey, it gives you a chance to showcase how passionate you are about your business or your service, and these are the reasons why people podcast. So it decided to go and put that in there. Now I'll take that and with that shell right there, and I'll change the wording and I'll make it more conversational and more like what I would say.
Right.
But my gosh,
you're done.
I just took. It's going to take me half an hour
mm-hmm.
tops.
Mm-hmm.
Something that would have taken me all day long to compose.
Right.
And it probably wouldn't have been as good as that.
Well,
to be honest.
That's the other thing that I discussed with the clients. The world as we know it has changed already because certain jobs are going to phase out.
Oh, yeah.
And new jobs new different ways of doing things are going to come about.
Well, you started saying new jobs, and then you changed it to new ways.
Uh-huh. I did.
I don't know how I feel about this because I absolutely see it impacting jobs. There's no doubt it's going to impact jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Will it eliminate overall? Will the net effect be eliminating jobs, or will new jobs be created to replace the jobs that are lost? And where I'm going with this, it's a generic example, but before cars, there were horse and carriage.
Right.
And buggy whips.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
And then there was newspapers, and now there's the internet.
And, you know, when was the last time you knew someone that bought a buggy whip? Well, at some point, there were probably factories that made. Wait, am I saying that right? Buggy whip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There was a factory that made buggy whips,
mm-hmm.
and all those jobs are gone, but we survived.
Right.
Yeah,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Other jobs will come.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to tell you, this really replaces a lot.
A lot of jobs.
Yes.
A lot of jobs.
Yes, I've written contracts. I got it right here. I put together a contract labor employment agreement with my new employee, and it was ChatGPT. I didn't even go to a website to get the template. I just said, here are the parameters of the contract labor agreement, and it put in all the legalese, and
wow,
it took 30 seconds.
Wow. Nice.
And that's something that
I did get an account, but I just haven't had taken the time.
If you mess with it, you'll see things it can do for you that will really help. But you will absolutely see things that
how it can be used wrong.
With the simple ChatGPT, the way I'm using it, I don't think that part's going to be evil because it's just I'm telling it to write something. But the other AI where you can, like you said, make it sound like someone's saying something that they're not.
You can create all kinds of things.
Which, by the way, I've been able to do audio-wise
for a long time.
For decades, because you can manipulate. I can take your words,
mm-hmm.
and if I'm good at editing audio,
mm-hmm.
I can take something you said in the beginning of the episode, something you said at the end, combine the two and make it sound like you're saying something completely different. And it is your voice. Mm-hmm. I'm just putting pieces of it together.
But and then the AI makes the mouth and the face and look like it's saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll never know. I mean, news is gone because we've lost news for a long time because you don't know what you can believe and what you can't. But,
and why is that? That's not because of AI.
Oh, no. That's not what I was implying either.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm giving.
Mm-hmm. But it's going to be, it's just going
It's going to make people, it's going to give people an additional weapon to further their narrative, their false narrative. Regardless of what your narrative is, it's going to give you a way to further your false narrative.
Yeah. And lots of people believe that we live in the world we create, and we can be living in the very low frequency world is occurring at the same time as a higher frequency world is a higher frequency world. They're all together, and you just don't run into the people of the other frequency worlds that you're not in.
Well, and here's the problem with it, too. It's not just AI, it's people.
Oh, yes.
People are always a problem.
People, yeah.
And I'll point to myself again. I don't think I'm easily influenced.
Right.
And when I do see that I'm easily influenced by certain things, it really jumps out at me. And it's really goofy and it's really stupid. And two of the primary ways that this has happened in my life for me to realize that even though I don't think I'm easily influenced, there are certain things that will easily influence me, and one is very good actors, like professional TV show actors. And you may or may not know either one of these shows, but the first one was a TV show and a movie, but I was a big fan of the TV show called Friday Night Lights. And it was about high school football, it was loosely based on high school football in like Midland, Odessa.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Great show. I mean, a great TV show. And I got to meet one of the stars of the show and a couple of the stars of the show. And in the very first episode, the star quarterback gets hurt and he's in a wheel. He gets paralyzed.
Oh.
And he's in a wheelchair for the rest of the episodes. I meet these guys on the sideline at a Cowboy game. And I was such a fan of the show that when the quarterback, the actor that played the quarterback, walked up to me and introduced himself, and I'm like, "Where's your wheelchair?" And it shocked me to see him not in a wheelchair, and I'm realizing, oh crap, he's just an actor. He's not really paralyzed. It's and that was really funny because that's really honestly the way I felt. There's another TV show called Sons of Anarchy.
I've heard of that one, but I didn't watch it.
Which was a great TV show on FX, basically about a motorcycle. Well, it was about a motorcycle club that was running drugs and running weapons in Northern California. Probably based on a lot of fact. Great show. Scary characters. I mean, these characters are shooting people. They're evil. They're burning brands on their prospects, to...
mark them.
Yeah, to mark them. And I met a couple of them, the actors, at the Super Bowl. And Kathy, I was scared. And these are actors. I mean,
they're good ones.
Oh my gosh. I was like, and one of them is like 4 inches shorter than me, but plays just like the leader of this motorcycle club that has no fear and no mercy. And when I met him at the Super Bowl, I mean, the dude's done Shakespeare, but I saw him as the motorcycle.
Right.
And so I'm so influenced. This AI, oh my gosh, if I'm influenced by actors,
what's it going to do?
Just think the influence. And I see it also, you may or may not know this, but I've been posting videos of my dog giving financial advice.
No, I have not
You haven't seen
that.
This?
No.
So,
I have not.
I've got another office in Plano. You've done a recording session there. And there's a place called Pappy's Pet Lodge that's right next door to the office, the Caddo offices in Plano. And I'm trying to work an endorsement deal with Pappy's Pet Lodge so I can bring my dog to doggy daycare
And not have to
for
pay.
free.
Mm-hmm.
So what I started doing was having her record video podcasts. Now, when I say having her record, there's an app that's called My Talking Pet.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically, it's not as powerful as the AI you're talking
but it's
about.
the same.
But you take a still picture of your dog,
Mm-hmm.
and you can point to where its eyes and ears and mouth is, save it, and then you can record whatever message you want to record.
And it will move.
And the dog's mouth is moving. You can throw your voice, pitch, and speed. And so I've got my little dog Rona giving financial advice. Let's see if we can pull
Yeah,
one of
let's
these up.
hear one.
And the way this started was, I'm kind of opinionated, and there are certain opinions that I couldn't really put on a podcast.
Really? You?
So I would just have my dog record it. Videos.
A safe way out, huh?
Yeah. But here's the deal with this, okay, I gotta find this. With my talking pet,
There's an app for everything now.
why is it, oh,
Talk to you about personal finance.
okay.
What?
So I'm gonna show you this. So this is my dog laying on a bunch of pillows in my bed.
Right.
Okay, and look at that. Can you tell I'm a bachelor? No headboard, white walls.
Oh, well, I'm same way. Does that make me a bachelor?
So this may start from not the beginning, but she says, "Hi, my name's Rona, and I'm here to talk to you about personal finance." And we're buffering.
Hi, it's Rona, and it's time for another RonaCast. And today I want to talk to you about personal finance. I want to talk to you about economics, because I think I can teach you people a thing or two. First of all, let me say this. Frito, my owner, he treats me really well. He only gets me the best food and the best bones and ride that money can buy. I know it can be very expensive for him, because I've heard that there's this thing called inflation, and I've heard that my dog food costs twice as much now than it did last year. So I understand that I'm a pretty expensive dog, and for that reason, I try and help Frito out. For example, underneath these pillows that I'm laying on right now,
Underneath these pillows.
I've got a whole stash of bones buried underneath these pillows, because I know there may be a day that comes where Frito can't afford to buy me the best bones. So instead of eating them all right now, I'm saving them for that day. And by the way, underneath this bed, I've got my long-term investments of bones. I call that my 401k plan, because there's so many bones down there. Also, when it comes to eating food, I try not to eat all of my food for a couple reasons. First of all, Frito doesn't want me to get fat, because he told me that if he has a fat dog, he'll put that dog to sleep. And I don't want to be put to sleep. So I try not to eat all of my food. But secondly, I know that food's expensive. So here's what I try and do. I try and save that food and ration that food. And when Frito takes me to a patio or, a place where other people are there, I try and look as cute as I can. And I try and eat their food, because they'll give me food. And that way, Frito will have more money to keep giving me bones and my food. Look, it's all about living beneath your means. And that's the one lesson I want to teach you people. Live beneath your means and save for those rainy days. Stash those bones in short-term investments and in your 401k plan.
Oh, that is good.
So the reason I show you that is I can't tell you how many people have come up to me and said, "Hey, I saw your dog's podcast." And it's like they completely dismiss that that's actually me talking. Hey, Rona had some good advice, But that's gotten like 2,000 views now.
Oh, wow.
And she talks about, and look, I'm doing it.
Uh-huh.
She talks about
Uh-huh.
racism.
Uh-huh.
She did a commercial for Pappy's Pet Lodge, a sample commercial.
Uh-huh.
Where I'm talking way too much about
No,
this.
go.
But one of the ways this got started was in 2020 when George Floyd, the Minnesota thing, and people made him out to be a civil rights hero, which I'm not saying. I'm not saying the cops are right. I'm not saying he should have died, because I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't a civil rights hero. Okay, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing. And maybe some good can come out of it, like we talk about. But when everything was so tense, race, and it still is, but I mean, there are certain times in history where it's more tense than others. I would do these videos, and I would send them to specific people.
Uh-huh.
And I would never post them publicly. I shouldn't even talk about them. But I would have her say in every video, look, it's not my fault I was born a white dog in America.
Oh, no.
So she either talks about race or finances. And
Is this your outlet?
One of the Pappy's Pet Lodge commercials that she did that I didn't give them as a sample, I gave them another one. Mm-hmm. But was one of the reasons she likes going to Pappy's Pet Lodge is because you don't have to be white to go there. And there are yellow dogs, there are black labs,
nice.
there are chocolate labs, and you can be any color and go there and have fun.
Nice.
But
which is what? Oh.
But it's so funny watching some people's reaction, even my reaction when I say, "Well, here's what she said."
She
didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Well, lots of things are going to change like that
yeah.
with AI. Lots of things. Because you can make anything talk.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
And as you pointed out, we're already to the point where I don't believe anything I see.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of a shame, because now you had the Encyclopedia Britannica on the internet. Oh, wow, we've got all this information. And now we've moved to the era of, well, you can't really believe everything.
But you know what? That might be, in a way, a good thing.
There's always something good.
Well, no, it's... As I'm walking through this thought, what I was going to say is, you don't have to guess. You just know it's a lie. Yeah, you know.
Well, but where do we find our...
That's the problem.
Information that we do what?
That's the problem. You don't know who to believe, but you just know that everyone's lying. And that's not a good thing. But it keeps you from having to guess.
True. That does away with some worry, some anxiety. You just know it's not true.
And if you're a truthful person, that puts you in rarefied air, but you have to prove to other people you're truthful. And I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Yeah. Because you can't look up anything to say,
yeah,
my supporting evidence is this, because the supporting evidence you can't believe, right?
Exactly. So you just have to be true to yourself.
Yes. Always be true to your own inner moral code.
There you go.
Because as long as you live in congruence with yourself, you can keep your frequency high, and that will keep you out of the sandbox of the very, very low frequency that has a pulling force if you're not careful.